inside the 5-0. It's your boy Savar Matner, man. I'm en route to Friary Branch. That's right, going to go see the Atlanta Falcons practice this morning, man. It's my team. Forgive the suction cup in the back. You probably can see it in the camera. Out here on the connector coming into beautiful downtown Atlanta. Thought I'd give you guys a clip. It's 7:38 in the morning. I got about 70 miles to go. See nobody hit the mega million last night. We're up to almost $1 billion. And look like I'm going to be playing it next. Anyway, 5-0 content as promised, guys. And it's a lot to talk about, a lot to fill you in. And I apologize if you hear the Barton short throw shifter, the NVH, the noise, harshness, and the vibration. Or noise, harshness, and vibration from the transmission. It is trans-mounted. So I apologize. No shit, motherfucker. So anyway, with all that being said, let me fill you guys in on what's going on with the 5-0. So, as you guys know, I just got the car back. I had an exhaust upgrade, but I'm going to start with the basics and let you guys know what's been going on with the car. So, this car is equipped with the ESS Supercharged kit. I got the G2 head with the G3 intercooler. I know a lot of guys probably is going to ask, well, why didn't I go G3? With this being my first boosted 5.0, I really didn't want to throw a bigger blower at it. I wanted to get something that was a little bit, you know, not so aggressive with power, and something that'll make good usable power. Not saying that the G3 and the G3X doesn't make usable power, because it does. But my car is mainly going to be a highway car, a road car, and every now and then a drag car. The G3, of course, is the best of both worlds, but I really didn't want to put a blower on there that you get 700 starting off up to 900 some horses. I want some 600, work my way up, and that's exactly what I've been doing. So I went with the G2 head, okay, the G3 intercooler. I got a Vortex booster pump, NGK spark plugs, gapped at 0.28. All right, I got the FIC 1000s. More on that later. Let me see what else. I got 2 oil catch cans from JLT. Let me see. Have the Barton short throw shifter. I'm tuned by Lund. Besides the boost gauges in here. Let me see. I got strut tower brakes on the car now. Drake diffuser on the bottom. Got a S&R Performance wing on the back. Car is tinted. Front window is tinted. More on that in a second. Let me see. I'm running with extreme contact pads and rotors. And I'm trying to think if I'm leaving anything out. I know a lot should probably come to me after the fact. So just bear with me, because there is a lot that I have put on this car. BBK long tubes, high flow cats, X-pipe, stock axle back, and I got the engaged by Lund. Once again, I'm tuned by Lund, and I think for the most part that is it. Stock trans, stock oil pump gears, nothing crazy. I'm really thinking. Coming through Midtown right now. Yeah. So anyway, all that being said, if anything comes to me, I will leave it in the description below. This car has been dyno. It was dyno last year, and I had a lot of issues last year with the car. Nothing from the tune. Lund didn't do anything, guys. I had an exhaust leak on the car. Wasn't aware of at the time. And oh, the U.S. Open is still in town, I think. Yeah, the Open is here. It's over here by the Atlantic Station. Yep, there it is. Coco Golf and the guys are all over there. And they out there practicing right now. Yeah, for you tennis fanatics over there, right behind me, the Atlantic Station. We're passing it. Coming through Buckhead right now. Peachtree Street. But anyway, with all that being said, I had the car dyno last year, and it made 595 horsepower and 490 foot-pounds of torque. The pull didn't go with 7,500. The dude stopped it kind of early. And I'm not saying that he didn't have it in 4th gear, but I'm going to ask him, because it's going back to the dyno next month. I'm going to ask him what gear he had it in last time. And I also had the the PCV, the crankcase ventilator, right? I had it hooked up to where the car would vent, right? And that didn't go too good. The crankcase blew over where the oil cap can go. Look out, Buckhead. That thing fell, got oil everywhere, so I took that off. But he didn't pull it that far. I think he stopped at 6,700 RPM. It made 595. Since then, I have addressed my exhaust leak and all that good shit. And I had a precision blow-off valve. Anybody, that's the precision blow-off valve. I addressed all of that shit, buttoned everything back up. Car is running phenomenal right now. It's a lot of traffic, so I'm not going to hit it. But it is running phenomenally now since I did all that. So, with that being said, drivability wise, you guys know I have the cam tune, the Ghost Cam tune here by Lon. It's tuned by Lon. I haven't really took it to a drag strip just yet. It went once, back before my transmission went to shits. RXT McLeod 1000 clutch, that's in here. And the Steeder clutch assist, I think the 30-pound clutch assist spring, I have that too. Yeah, see, I told you, things gonna come as I talk, guys, so bear with me. So, the car really hasn't been to the drag but once, and I didn't do too good. I was having trouble launching the car, transmission kind of acting wonky before it went to shit. This is my second transmission. It's a stock MTA2. First one, it was already going to shit, so I kind of killed it off faster than what I wanted to kill it off, which is why I went with the trans mount with the short throw. And ever since then, no misshifts, none of that shit, no third gear lockout. Car is running phenomenally, man. Since I had it out the shop, the only thing that is a fucking issue is, you know, they can't tune the high flow cats, so you'll get the P0420, P0430 codes, catalytic converter below threshold efficiency codes, whatever. Basically just means you're pumping out more exhaust fumes than what the stock cats are designed to mitigate. So you know, you get those codes. And with the blow-off valve in the car, and I'm gonna go back and troubleshoot it myself. You know, they tell you can have it closed or open at idle. I prefer it closed at idle. Right now mine is open. I'm running with just one spacer from for my setup. So my blow-off valve closes north of 15 inches of mercury. So when it gets to 14, it's closed. Once it gets to 15, it opens. So I had the big spacer in for 20, but this car seat vacuum like 20.4, 20.5. So it was still open and idle. And I added another spacer that put it at around 22. Problem is, though, I had a little bit of a compressor surge. Now, could have been maybe I had the diaphragm sitting back in the blow-off valve just right, so I am going to go back and troubleshoot that. But I did email Precision to tell them if they can send me 2 of the small spacers. Small spacers are about 2 inches of vacuum, mercury per vacuum. So you put the big spacer in, 3 of the small ones in, because yeah, I want to come to kit. She'll put me around 21 inches of mercury. She'll keep the blow-off valve closed. Shouldn't get no compression surge when I'm coming in and out of boost. All that good stuff there. Reason why you want this thing closed, because essentially an open blow-off valve is a vacuum leak at idle. Some cars, the car may not respond, but with mine, it tends to run very rich at idle. It's already going to run rich because with the long tubes, which the car done learned that setup. I just got back from Texas, the car learned that setup. But with long tubes and with the high flow cats, with the catalytic converter letting more air out the back, the O2 sensors back there isn't happy. So the front and the rears are a little off. Now, you used to get this tuned to where the computer will sense it and lung can tune it and dial in and boom, there you go, right? You're not having so much of an issue with a real rich condition. But since they can't do that, the car essentially will learn on its own, and it will somewhat negate that. But with an open blow-off valve, since you're letting unfiltered air out, at idle, your air-to-fuel ratios get wonky. And so the car is going to dump more fuel. When it dumps more fuel, the RPMs drop. When it's trying to lean out, RPM race to let more air in. So I'm getting this, and it's only doing it from between 700 and 800 RPM. Every now and then, when the car dumps fuel, it'll cut back to like 780, and then once it leans out, it'll go up to like 830. So it's not like it's a big, a big issue. But I can tell the car is kind of doing its thing. So I'm gonna get that squared away. But ever since the trans mount, quick pull here, third gear. Now traction is on. We got to 110. It went a little positive for knock, but the roads are slick. Traction is on, so that is the traction control doing its thing and kicking in. So if you heard all that vibration, once again, this car is trans mounted, and I love it. The ships are firm. The ships are good. Now, where's the cars going to go from here? Now, I am looking at the Ford Innovation fuel system because ultimately I want to be able to run E85 in the car on the 120mm pulley. Right now I got the 125. It's going back to the dyno. I'm hoping to make at least 630 with this setup, pull it down to 120 and make at least 660 to 680, right? Leave it there, do some more mechanical work on the car, nothing too crazy, add some, stop the hop kit. I'm looking at from Steeda to put more of the power down. Basically more support mods for the car. And then I'm gonna put the Ford Innovation system on, fuel system. And then I'm going to have it set. Went very positive on that one. Car slick too. I don't got no tires. It went very positive. It went up to 7 degrees of positive knock. Once again, traction control is on. So that's just the computer doing this thing and cutting fuel. So it's gonna cause the car to So that's the one thing about these cars. You don't take the traction control off. I rarely take the stability control off unless it's a very dry day and honestly I don't have my tires in the back isn't that good. So I rarely take that off because you don't want to get sideways into the wall here. This car put the power down. Sometimes even with traction control on, this car will get sideways. It'll get squirrely because the way the power hits the ground. But yes, for innovation, I'm going with that setup to run E85. Now I was gonna get with FIC 1000s. But since I'm gonna go E85, and since I thought that my rich issue was from the fuel injectors, it's not. It's for the blower valve being open, and the car has to learn a lot of stuff again. It has to just learn. Since Lund can't tune the cats, the car has to learn. So I'm going with that setup next year. Run E85 120. The goal is at that point to swap between fuels. Hopefully with E85, I can touch 730, 740 G2 head, and I'm set there. No need to try to make 800 horsepower because I don't want to blow up shit. There's really no need for that. I want to have a fun car. I can take to a drag, run it. I'm gonna buy some draggies eventually. Run it. I think it's some bi-spline tires, but I'm going to run it at the track, be able to drive it out of state. I ain't got to worry about trailer in the car. Don't want to worry about blowing a piston or anything. I don't have no oil issue because the bitch take 10 quarts of oil. But you know, you don't want to overrun a vehicle. I know a lot of Mustangs make 1,000 horsepower, stock trans, stock everything. That's mainly the 10 or 80 guys. Very few manual guys are running that type of power in these vehicles with those particular centrifugal superchargers. But for me, it's all about fun. Plus, you price the car seat. I have a 4-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter, but the 4-year-old sits in the car seat still. So they ride here with me quite often. So I don't want to have a lot of power going down to the ground with children in the car. So I think 730-ish with E85 on 120mm pulley. When I want to have fun and rip it, that's the way I'm going with the car. I'm going to leave it there once I get there. And you know, the car gonna get lowered at least another half inch. I have lowering springs in the car. I don't have the Matner ride, so it's gonna be a mechanical lowering, no adjustment, none of that shit. Just go in, take the other springs out, put new ones in. The car should sit that much lower. Nothing too crazy. Eventually, I want to get some wider tires. Right now, I'm running 19 by 8s in the back and 19 by 8s in the front. I'm trying to go 19 by 10s in the back, 19 by 8 or 19 by 9 in the front. Nothing too crazy, especially with that type of power. I'm going to eventually get the axle back upgraded to maybe Cooks or Corsa. BBK doesn't have the axle back that I need because I have active exhaust. So eventually since I have the BBK long tubes, high flow cats, X pipe, I'm going to get the axle backs for active exhaust done. That one piece by itself with active exhaust is like fucking $1,700. I got the long tubes, the X pipe, and the high flows for about $1,700. So you see why I went that way first. Still just dumping in $1,600 for just an axle back for the active exhaust. Hell, I know Cook sell one for like $2,400. Fuck that shit. So, but anyway, guys, I would love to get some pulls, but as you got traffic, it's going to be a very, 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 very busy day today. It's the weekend, Saturday, so a lot of people are out. I'm heading out to Hall County, Flowery Branch. Those of you that's familiar with the area, you know Lake Lanier is out here. This is Saturday. This is the last weekend for a lot of students before they head back to school. There's going to be a lot of people heading out this way to Lanier Island. So I just wanted to bring you some 5.0 content, guys. Like I said, the car's running good. ESS is the way to go. Now 9.0 is set for next month. The goal is, and I'm hoping that he'll allow me to do it, I'm gonna pay for 3 pulls with the 125, and then hopefully he'll let me pay for 3 more if it don't be busy that day. Pull it down, right, and put the 120 on the dyno. Same dyno it went to the very first time, to see how much more power I'm going to make. If I can hit at least 680, real, in this car, 660 to 680, I'll be happy, phenomenal. I'll leave it there, and then I will address every other issue. Blowout valves, before I get off of here, because there's a lot of misconception about the blowout valve. Now, I worked out to a guy with ESS, he has a G4. Jesus Christ. He's trying to touch 9s, that motherfucker gonna touch 8s. But I explained to him my situation, and let me just say this. This isn't my first boosted car, but this is the first car that I have boosted with by myself, right? I had a EcoBoost Mustang, believe it or not, and I put a blowout valve on there because I ain't like to recirc. And of course, it had the stock spring. I didn't adjust anything. It was one of those leave it and set it and hook it up there type shit. But that particular blowout valve stayed closed at idle, believe it or not. Guys believe that because the Supercharged is belt mounted that at idle that it's making boost. It's not building boost at idle. You have to remember your throttle is open at idle. It's cracked at least about that much. So the air, the extra air that's getting in there is going in there smoothly. So guess what? The fuel injectors are going to adjust, and it's going to be the proper mixture. I'm not going to have an island issue, no popping issue, none of that stupid shit that you get with unfiltered air going in. Even though mine is going in before the mass airflow sensor. Now, with all of that being said, however, turbos are the same way. Just because they're mounted to your exhaust doesn't mean that the propeller isn't spinning. Air is still being filtered back around to the blowout valve. So if your blowout valve is open via turbo, right, you might have a little bit of a rich condition. You might not notice it because a lot of you guys don't run end gauges. A lot of you guys don't care. I don't really mind the rich mixture, and sometimes the lean to rich mixture is mainly going to be rich. Most Mustangs are rich from factory. But I just don't like the way the car idles up sometimes and idle down there. Oh, little Volkswagen dog. It does that stupid shit. So, to negate that, you close the blowout valve. Now, if I close it up, which I will, and then I start to have any other issues, then they'll let me know I may have a little vacuum leak somewhere else, and they'll tell me to take everything apart, check hoses, check all that shit to try to catch any particular vacuum leak. But I do know my blowout valve is open and idle, and that makes sense to why my car is doing what it's doing. It's always been open, and the one time I closed it, I had a little bit of compressor surge, but the diaphragm might have been pinched. I didn't think nothing of it, but I don't want to run that risk, so that's why I risk it to precision. Close your blowout valves at idle, guys. Do yourself that favor. You'll get more usable power because it's closed, so that power is constantly going in. And it needs to open only when you're decelerating coming out of boost. So when you're in boost, it needs to be closed, of course, so you know you're getting the power. And then when you let out the throttle, you need it to open. You need the master vacuum pressure to open. Alpha throttle, mine's open at 22, 23. It opens a little bit. It opens. So I know if I set one for 21, once it gets to 21.5, it's going to be opening because at 22, it's going to open. Now, if I put it the way that Precision has it set up, if it doesn't go past 22 and I'm coming out of boost, guess what? I'm going to have compression surge, and that's my fear. I'm looking at the vacuum now. Right now, it didn't open, right? So I got out the throttle, 22. So it'll still be closed, which is nothing wrong with that because I'm not in boost right now. The car is basically running NA. I'm making 2,200 RPM, but I'm not making a lot of boost. The throttle's open, that air is getting in there. But when I shut that throttle all the way and I come off the gas, see, I'm in 6th gear, so it's not boosting. Excuse me, I'm on the little wake up thing because I got an asshole that's riding the lanes. You're not going to notice anything. So the point is, guys, you want your blow valve to function properly. Check everything. I'm going to redo that. Probably make a video on that. But dyno day is coming, guys. It's coming. But before I get out here, give you guys one pull. You guys see traffic. Let me get a little open. Don't want to be around too many people. Ran at about 70. I'm gonna give you guys one pull here. Roads are a little slick. Got to 130 and it knocked. Like, it is cutting timing. And it could be that punk ass fuel that I got. The Shell station was closed. I did get some QT fuel. So the car may not like that. But trust me, this car is moving, guys. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoy. And it's off the flowery branch. I have to post my Falcons in training for my NFL guys out there and for the Falcon fanatics out there. But hey, best bang for your buck. But they're really feeling like best bang for your buck. Go ESS, man. Get the kit. Get the kit. You won't regret it. I put it on myself. It didn't cost me a dime to put it on. Just having the clutch and the exhaust put in is what I paid for. But anyway, guys, that's all I have. One more for. I'm out, guys. Peace.